This part is part number 28 of a dragon, and today we're going to start with back legs. This part is maybe one of the hardest parts of a dragon, so please I put on the description below all of our important moments of this video, so you have to watch. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer in the comments. And I'm going to show you what you have on the end of this video. So over here we have a right back leg. So we're going to make 2 by 8 stitches, 3 stitches of 2 by 8 like these, and the same over here, 2 by 8 stitches, 3 stitches of 2 by 8. Here is the right side of a dragon. Here is the bottom. And here is the left side. So again, please don't give up on this part. If you have any questions again, I'll be happy to answer, even make a video about what I did here. So yeah, don't give up, and let's begin. So we're going to start by something very interesting. We want to have a leg, a left leg and a right leg. And because that we have only strings over here on the sides, all 4 sides, we want to add more strings. Why? Because we want to have a stitch over here and a stitch over here. Also going to have a stitch over here, but this is going to be for tail, and you're going to do it later. But we want to have a stitch on the left and another stitch on the right. And we have only we have 3 sides that already have strings for each of these stitches. We have a left stitch that will be included these 2 strings, these 8 strings, and these 2 strings. And we will need another 8 strings that will be over here. And the same thing over here. We have 8 strings over here, 2 strings over here, 2 strings over here, and another 8 strings that you'll need for having in this side. So how are we going to do it? I thought of it in a few days. I didn't really remember what I did back in the dragon, in the blue dragon. But I do know that from experience, the best way to do it is to add them through these spaces, this space, this space, this space, etc. So let me explain. I will do a video about it, a different video, but I need to. For now, but we don't have any video that explain how we do it. I need to explain it the best I can. I'll try to explain it the best I can. Let's think. Okay, so we have here how a stitch works. We have a string here, for example, and then on the other side we will have a string that is in the same place over here. So you can see from here and here. So this is on the opposite side. You can see same goes here. We have a string here, and on the other side we'll have a string that will be over here. It's just the same y-axis. So for example, in math, you have this string and you have this string. So these 2 are not in the same place. You can see that this is here is in line number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Line number 4 is in the up side, and line on number 3 that starts from the left, 1, 2, 3, is on the downside. So the same thing will be for the 8 strings here. We have a string here, and we'll need to have a string that will be over here, sticking out from here. We have a string here, and we'll need to have a string sticking out from here, and etc. So up to here, we have a string here, and we need to have a sticking string that will need to come from here, like that. So let's do it. When you finish the stitch, I'll show you what's it going to look like, and hopefully you understand. Okay, so how we want to do it? We have 2 ways. Basically, I will do the 2 ways. So some strings, because for example, this maroon string is alone here, and also here is alone. So I will do this, the 2 ways that I know. And let's start. So next to me I have a pile of strings, new strings. Okay, so this is the first new string that we're going to add. So we're going to do only the left side right now. We'll make a stitch from the left leg. Okay, so the new string, every new string here will be another 2.5 meters, just in case, you know, you don't really need 2.5 meters is around 2.5 times 3, 8 feet, I think. Around 8 feet, 7, I don't know, 7 to 8 feet long, maybe 9, no, 7, yeah, I don't know, 8, 9, 8 or 7 feet long every string, new string here. I don't think that we need to have so much, but just in case, you know, we don't want to change another strings. We will change another string, but during, I think, the left leg, but who knows. Let's just start right now. I don't want to talk anymore. How are we going to do it? So, okay, so we want to have you can see that here is a purple string, and also here is a purple string, and we want to have a string over here which is purple. So what I do is, it's very simple, just adding the new string. This is a new string, adding it through this loop. So we need to pull it a little bit. So I'm adding it to this loop, and finding the center of a string. So we want to find a center. Okay, found. And we want to do something interesting. So we want to we can keep like that, and then like every new loop here, this loop, this loop, this loop, this loop, we can have a different string, and then you don't need to have a even sides. You can pull up to almost the end and then do the stitch. But let's be smart. So let's think about a good way to do it. The good way, I think, is to exploit the fact that you have here a long string, and instead of you need to keep this side, instead of get this side into a trash. I think let's try to explain it without you don't understand. So let's demonstrate what we're going to do right now. I think it will be the easiest way to understand. I want to get the other side here into another string that will be over side here. So you can see that this loop is we need to have a purple string that will be over here, sticking out from here. So what I'll do, I'll take this side of a string and we'll go over here. So I'm exploiting the fact that I have here two sides, one side that we need, one side that we don't need. So I'm going to use this by inserting to another string that need to be over here on the right side of a left leg. Okay, so we want to go over here. Now, I don't think it's a good idea to go straight over here. So let's get some points that we want maybe to get through before, because if we go straight, it's kind of hard for a string to get along. So 1 second, let's do that. So I'm going for another loop here just for sticking the string more inside the stitch. I know it's a little bit complicated, but this is not necessary. If you want, you don't need to add it to a different loop. You can add any loop from this area. I just chosen this randomly. So you can see that if I didn't use this loop, then get through this loop, it will be straight from here to here. And that's not so good, because then you can't really bend it so that this string will be parallel to this string. Okay, so that's why I inserted it into a new loop here. So here we have here right now 2 strings out of 8 strings. Now let's add a few more strings. Going to need to add a new okay, so let's think. Again, we want to every time. So this, we have here this string and then this string. We need to have a string here, and then we have a string here. We have this string and we have this string. Oops, this string. Then we need to have a string over here. We have a string here. Then we need to have a string over here, and etc. So that's the idea. So this string we need to add, that will be later. This one later, because we have here a different color, say dark maroon, so we're going to do it in a different way because he's alone. So we'll do it later. The last string. Let's continue. So this string we need to do, and this string, and then this string, this string, and this string. So let's do it one by one. I know it's a little bit complicated, but what can I do? We need to continue by this guy. So this guy is a maroon string, as you can see here. Here's a maroon string. It comes from here to here. So have here a maroon string. Let's find that guy. Okay, now we want the new string, another 2.5 meters, 8 feet, the same as everyone else. Now try to have the same color as this maroon. So let's do right now what we want to do. So first of all, if no thinking, let's put it inside here, and then we will see. Okay, I hope that it's exactly the same color. And let's now find the center of it. Okay, found the center, and now locking it inside. So pulling. Okay, now is inside. Okay, now next we want a. So we want. You can see here is a string here and a string here that will be maroon. So either we can go over here or we can go over here. I choose U. U is let's think what's better. I think it's really not matter. Doesn't matter. I'll choose this guy. So we do the same thing that we had here. We want to come from here to here. And again, we want to have this thing. So it will be more easy to have a parallel string here, two parallel strings. So let's pull it around here. Why? Just I don't know. It really doesn't matter. I think even so every maybe even here these sides. It's better more towards the center. So the third string. So this loop is one of strings here. So again, it's not necessary for much, but I think it's a good idea to do it, because it will get you the string more parallel to each other. It's better than nothing. Okay, what else? Before continuing, I thought maybe these guys are helpless. So let's cut them a little bit so we can move on. Found the center. And as you can see, now this string is here and it's here also. So as it said before, I really want to cut these strings are very annoying, so I'm cutting them. Say goodbye, at least a few. Okay, so that's it for the string. What else? What else we need to have? So we have string here, string here, string here, string here, 4 strings. We need to have 8. So what's next? Next will be Let's think. We need to have a string here, purple here, and a purple here. So next string will be a purple. So I know whenever same length, everything is the same length here, except for next guys. So again, we want to have a string over here, purple string here, and a purple string that will be over here, because you can see here's a string, then this guy is purple, so this need to be purple, and the same goes here. This guy is purple, needs to be a purple string over here. So do the same thing, going from here. We're finding the center of these guys. And again, I want to go over here. So let's, for example, go. So we need to go again. We need to go over here. This is the end. So let's get it also for here. And again, you can choose any loop here. Just turn it to a new loop. So it will be after day, it will be this string will be parallel to this string. It will be more parallel than if we won't do it. Okay, now we have here our 6 strings, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And we need to have another 2 strings. Problem is that we can't do this the same way that we've done before, because in my case we have a dark maroon string here, and a light maroon string here. So these 2 are the last strings that we need to add. Problem is that we need to have here a light maroon string here and a dark maroon string over here. So I can't do it the same way here like I done before, because I need to have 2 different strings. So I have here we're going to do it in a different, we'll see in a minute. It's not really that difficult. It's actually easier. So how I'm doing it is very simple. So this is a string that you need to add over here. So it's very simple. We will do it like I told before. Just adding it over here, and that's it. Yeah, this is the technique that we're going to do right now. It's really nothing, but it's useful sometimes. So do it like that. You can leave a little bit here, some string, so at a few more stitches, when you're going to do more and more stitches, the string will be attached, and more it will be impossible to get it out. So just like that, and that's for this string. We'll do the same thing for the other string. So here is a dark maroon string, another 3.5 feet, so half of what we need. We had a 3.5 meters and 1/4 meters. It's about 3 to 4 feet, and we want to add it like that inside this string. So that's because this string is in a somewhat different color than this string. And that's that. We have all our 8 strings, and let's now make a stitch. So let's do it. Now comes the fun part. So as you can see, these kind of things, we will do many of these on our next projects that we're going to make on my channel. And I hope that you are starting to understand what we're going to do. If not, I don't know what to say. You'll need to understand, fortunately. I think I explain it the best I can. I'm not that a good teacher, but at least I know some stuff. Better knowing than talking too much, I think. Even that I'm sometimes talking too much also, so I don't know. IDK. IDK. So what I'm doing right now is basically making a stitch, a 2x8 stitch. Remember that this string is, don't pull it too hard, because it's still new. Like we add it in a strange way, so without supporting it's to another loop. So it's a little bit fragile, unattached to a stitch. Okay, slowly. We'll finish with stitch. Slowly but steady. Oopsie. Excuse me. Yeah, sometimes I make some noises. What now? This one, I think. Excuse me. Okay, a few more. Almost finished. Yeah, and we finish the first stitch. First stitch. Okay, now let's do it exactly the same thing on our right leg. And then we'll see what we're going to do. So again, don't pull this string too much because he's here, and as you can see, he's a little bit, he can be pulled off very quickly. As you can see, he's not stable. The same goes to this guy. Except these, you can freely pull whatever you want because we did the other technique. It is much more better, but with these strings we had no choice. So I think if you understand, you can now skip, of course, and go ahead to the other continuation of this video. So yep. Okay, so right now we've done the left wing, and now we're going to head on to the right wing. So we're going to do the same thing with the right wing. I'm going to add another 8 strings here. So first you want to get all the other strings here on the way so it won't bother us. And let's begin. So I've got the same length of these strings. I've got 3 long strings that are 2.5 meters, around 8 feet, and another 2 strings that will be shorter, 1.5 meters is enough for these, and this will be including this this maroon that is different from the other maroons. So 1.5 is another, I think, 4 feet long. Let's start by adding the purple strings. So I have here a string, a long string, a 4.5 meters, 8 feet, and I want to add it. Let's see. You want to have strings that sticking out from here, from here, from here, from here, and etc. So you can see here is a loop. I need to have here a string over here. So this is a purple string. So I'm going to add this guy over here. And also we want to add it the other side will be over here, because this is also a purple string. You can see. So let's do it. We need to first freeing up this loop and also the other one. Okay, so this loop and this loop. So let's try now, sticking from here. And I want also to, I want also to add it into another loop in between here. So let's first move it through here and locking it so it won't get out. I want also to add it through one of these loops here, just to make it like the same idea on the left wing, left leg. So for example, over here you can choose whatever loop here, this guy, this guy, this guy. It's better here because it's more towards the center of the stitch, so you will barely see it. Let's try. And if it won't work, what you can do is to sharpen this string with my scissors. Okay, now it's pointy. Let's try again now. Okay, so now it's sticking out. And now going through this loop, the end of a journey of this string, and now we want to find its center. Let's check again. Almost done. Okay, that's good. Let's now lock it. Okay, now it's sticked in. What else? What's next? Next, I'm going to do the other purple string that I added. I've got, and we want to add it through here, and so starting from here, getting through up to here, because again this guy is a loop, and this is a purple string, a purple loop that's going to be here a string, and purple string, and here is also is a purple string, so you need to have a string over here. So I have here another purple. Let's find it. Okay, it's here. And we want to do as usual. So to make it easier, I'm going to sharp string, and let's try right now to get it through. Okay, it's not going to get in, so we're going to take that, stick it again, and I want again the same thing over here, to add it inside another loop here, just to make it more attached to the stitch. So I want maybe to go, let's go over here, let's try to put it like that. Okay, now it's much easier. And getting out to a purple side, the purple string. And you need to have your purple string. As you can see, it's purple, so I'm going to stick it out over here. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, now it's inside. And now going to pull it. Okay. And we want next, we want to add other maroon string, the other long maroon string. I have it over here. No, this guy is actually the short string. Give me a second. Okay, found it. So this is another long maroon string, and I want to do the same as I did with the purple strings. So not this, because this is a dark maroon string, is a different color. Let's check. Okay, I want to. Okay, let's think. Maroon here is maroon here, and these two. So I'm going to do from here, so from this maroon. So this is a maroon string. You can see a maroon loop here. Needs to be a string over here, a maroon string, and also the same here, also a maroon string. And also here's another maroon string, but this guy will be later. So we will have here and here. Why I chose these two, because these two is a little bit too short distance between them, and we want to have a long distance because to be easier for getting the strings parallel to each other. So these two are too short, and these two are also too short. So I'm going to do here and here. Okay, so let's do it. Starting from here. Now I want to stick it for one of our loops. So for example, this loop will be easier for us, I think. Let's try like that again. We want to get through this loop. It's not going as I want. Okay, and let's get it through. No. Oh, it's annoying. And okay, so got it through. 2 loops and 1 loop again, 1 last loop. So the loop is here, so we need to go from here to here. So it's to be easier now, because this maroon string, you can just do like that and pull it through. So that's that. We have another 2 strings to add, and we also need to pull it to make sure that it's in the center. So around like that. So let's try now. And of course the string will be pulled inside Murphy law. And it will get messy, of course, because life sucks. Now let's check it. Still too short. Try again. Okay, now it's good. So now I need to pull it. Okay, so now we've done that, and now we're going to add another 2 strings, but it will be like we done before, the other technique, a simple one, because this guy, this string needs to be only here and not here. Let's think again. No, a mistaken. Need to have a dark maroon string here and a light maroon string here. So that's why you need to have a different variation, different technique. So just adding in once here, a dark maroon here, and a other string to be a light maroon will be over here. So let's do it again. So this needs to be here. The dark maroon needs to come here. It's a little bit going. And let's try. No, it's not going in. Okay, so let's sharpen again this string. Now let's do it again, and it won't work. So let's move this. Let's pull like that. Okay, it's a little bit shiny. My scissors. Okay, now you can see just like that, because this is going to be a lonely string. I'm not going to go like that because it needs to be this string needs to be a light maroon and this is a dark maroon. So now I'm just spawning it like that, and our last string, another short string. So this is a short string, a half length of this one, for example. So now these guys will be even length because it's split it into 2 length, as you can see. So this is a 3.5 meters, a 8 feet, and a 4 feet. So this 8 feet long string was split it into this is a 4 feet, and this is also a 4 feet. If you're ignoring this distance. And I'm going to do it the same over here. So this is a light maroon, and it's going to be lonely. I'm lonely, I'm so lonely. Okay. So in summary, let's show you everything I made on this right wing before we're going to continue. We have here a 1 string. This is a 1 string purple string that I've added to be like that. So this is a purple, a 8 feet purple string, a 4 feet dark maroon string is unknown because, as I said earlier, I don't want to. If I need only the last strings that I had is this dark maroon and this light maroon, and I don't want to have here a dark maroon string. That's why I have this one. So 4 feet long. Now these guys are the same length as the purple I said before. So these guys 4 feet long here and 4 feet long here, and again join like that. And we have, as I said earlier, this light purple, this light maroon is alone because again I want to have a light maroon here and a dark maroon here, and these guys were the last 2 strings. Okay, so moving on. This purple string and this purple string is the same string. Obviously, you can see it comes here, moved, get inside, and anything up to here. And what else? That's it. Okay, so that's it. So please, if you started watching it from right now, please you need to view all the minutes before, because it's hard for you to understand right now, but before I explained it at the start of this video. I explained it I think in 10 minutes after my introduction or something like that. You can see in my description everything I said. Let's now just continue. So let's now start our right back leg. So it's going to be a 8x2 stitch. At first, of course, it's going to be pretty hard for you because there are many new strings that we added. But let's try to make it. It's nothing new actually, just making another stitch. And we prepared all the new strings, so I hope it will be okay for you. Of course, you want to have this wire at the center of a stitch, so kinda need to go like that. And now let's weave all the rest of our strings. I'm doing the stitch one by one, not my ordinary weaving, because I want to get it as clearly as possible for you. But I think even for me it's better, because at first it's going to be a little bit messy, and even more mess will be even worse. So let's need to get used to, because we're going to do these kind of stuff. We're going to do it lots of times during our next project. Maybe, no, probably not, but these kind of stuff that you'll need to know if you want to get into it. Almost finished. Last 2 strings. Okay, so now we finished the stitch and we want to weave, to pull the strings. So, normal thing to do. Of course, we need to find our strings that we need to weave. We need to pull strings. We got a small mistake, so let's fix it. Okay. I think I want to change some. The wire is not so great. Need to be more the center. So gonna move it a little bit. So I forgot about that. It happens. So I want to change it up to here, to move it. Last move. Yeah, okay. Let's try. And okay. Good enough. And pulling again. A few more times for just to. I think it's good right now. Okay. Let's move on now to the left leg. Let's now make a stitch on the left leg, 8x2 stitch. So I'm planning to make it fast. My way, like how I weave normally, like we've done body on our body of a dragon. So all these strings will be within at we need to weave in everything at once. Let's try. And we want to weave now the rest of the strings. So again, now it's 1 by 1. So let's do our best. Okay. And we want now to pull the strings. Okay. Let's now make another stitch like that. So before, we still need to check if the stitches are fine. Okay, fine here. Let's check over here. Okay, I think it's good. Yeah, so let's continue. Maybe even I'm going to change these two guys into the slot of wire, so to be a little bit more organized. And it's like we done many times over the body, through the body of this dragon. And let's cut these guys a little bit because you can see them a lot during the camera. Okay, I think I've got enough of this. So let's make another stitch now. Yeah, let's make a stitch. So sometimes I'm going to do like that, sometimes another way. You don't really need to care. So sometimes you know, there are tons of ways to make a stitch. Now, one by one, Okay, let's make now the last stitches on the right leg. Okay, do another stitch now. pulling strings. So that's it for this part. So next time I'm going to continue the back legs. So until next time.